Okay, I'm watching the show where the racist guy came out with 14% black, but watch what happens with a girl that actually works on the show.
With our producer Alison about a heritage DNA test that she took on the show. I know, Mr. Cobb, you were surprised to hear Alison's results of her genetic DNA test. There was you had 19% sub-Saharan. Wow, a nice white girl like her, you just can't tell. Wow.
Okay, as you know, on the show, the racist guy, he came out 14%. I'll show that video in just a minute.
Mr. Cobb, can I ask you, because we've run out of time, my final question is, what are you going to do if you find out you have a little black in you? All right, I really want to give a heartfelt thanks.
Okay, now let's go back and see his findings. Now, we saw the little white girl. You just don't know these days who's carrying black blood. Because a lot of the white folks were marrying mulattoes a long time ago.
Craig Paul Cobb has undergone DNA testing to determine genetic ancestry. 86% European and... Give it to him. 14% sub-Saharan African.
Now, he's responsible for a program to create a whites-only town. Now, we saw the white girl that was 19% black. And he's 14%, less than she is. But when they actually showed the actual beginning of the show, I looked at his fingers. I could see that yeah, definitely he had black blood in him. But if you look at, his features, well, he has the rounded head like African Americans do, skull and all that. He doesn't have the high European forehead, but you would notice it. But I looked at his hands and I saw the coloring, slight coloring there. Now, slight coloring doesn't make a person black, but I know how to spot people with black blood. Like I was able to tell a girl that she was half black and half Jewish. I really study people. I love to study people and try to, figure out their genetic makeup sometimes. And I've been pretty right on a lot of times. But you never know. You never know. As I said, white women were not coming to this country in the beginning of it. So this is before, you think about before even slavery was really rampant through the South. So there were mulatto offsprings. And also white men were marrying the black ones as well. But often they were marrying the ones that had like either half or 1/4. Okay? So that puts it in your family gene. If your family goes back into this country, then more than likely, or not more likely, but there's a small chance that if you're a Caucasian, that you actually have black blood in you. What I like about the show is that another racist has been exposed. Like the guy that was in head of the genetics society. He found out his great-grandmother or his grandmother was half black and half white. He didn't know that. And he was saying that black people were descended from monkeys and were practically descended from monkeys and we're unintelligent. And there he was. Cobb said the same thing, that, black people were unintelligent. But look at him. He's got 14% black and 86% Northern European. Yeah. See, people with that kind of mindset, and it's kind of interesting that his family never told him. So obviously it was kept a secret. Like the mother or even one of the father could have been biracial, and all they got to do is cut the hair short, never let it grow, and just work in the sun a lot. Say, yeah, I just tan me up. Maybe, and what they do is they say, well, maybe I got some Indian back there. They'll use that phrase. Maybe I got some Cherokee back there. Okay? And that kind of makes it okay to Caucasian people as long as it's not black. So I noticed that when dealing with the Portuguese, they'll say, well, he works in the sun all day. And then I teach them the truth, and they don't like it. Oftentimes, that Africans conquered Spain and Portugal in 711 A.D. They stayed until 1492 before they ran out. So a lot of Spaniards and Portuguese do have African DNA. In fact, there was a black Portuguese ruling class at one time. That's where one of the queens of England came from the black Portuguese royalty at one time. So we need to learn our truth, is my point. Truth is important. Truth tells us where we've been. We don't want to just buy into the lies. Okay? All right, folks. Peace. Now, what I would like to know is what happened to his movement. I would like to see what happened in his town when he goes back to face the people that he's rabble raised. He'll say, "Oh, they just did it for a publicity stunt," or the people that hate that, they'll say that the tests are flawed. The tests aren't accurate. But will he go take another one? No. So he'll try to play it off. But he has been destroyed in front of his people, because they will always wonder. In fact, they'll start to notice, I notice he does get kind of a slight tan. He darkens naturally. If you look at his fingers, his hands, at the beginning of the actual TV show, they show him in his own setting, you can see that, just look at his hands. You'll see it. But now as people will start to wonder. So I wonder how he feels. I would like to get inside his head to see how he feels about black people now. Does he still hate himself, that part of him that's black? Does he hate that girl that was 19% black, that looks stone cold white? It would be very interesting to go to Leith right now to see what's going on. I want to know. And I want to know if he's playing it off, and I want to know what the other supremacists, say. I can see them going, because they're pretty ignorant. Yeah, you're right, man. They faked it just to try to destroy the movement, man. I can see them, those idiots, falling for that, but they will still have a little bit of doubt in their minds. Just a little bit of doubt. Now, there was also a black woman on the show, Shariza Ali, and she believes she wants to see separation of the races. Yet still, I hate to say this, but she actually has a lot of white blood in her, judging by her skin tone. And she took the test, but we didn't see what she came out. I bet there's a ton of it, judging by her skin tone. I could see maybe her mother, parents, definitely mom, or one of her parents was a mulatto. The other was, fair-skinned, which shows they had white blood also. Most African Americans, we do have Caucasian blood in us, either little or even more. And many whites have black blood in them. So we're all becoming a melting pot here in this world.